Shawn DuBravac, the Chief Economist and Director of Research for the Consumer Electronics Association, the owners and producers of the International Consumer Electronics Show, and one of the biggest trade shows in the country.
What should we expect? What are the big ticket items or trends this year that that somebody can expect?
Lots of trends emerging on the show floor this year. Certainly tablets are going to take center stage. There's going to be tablets across the board. I would not be surprised to see 80 launches at CES, 80 plus new tablets coming and seeing the light of day at CES. The other thing, of course, 3D continues to be a big theme. 3D this year will really go beyond just the television. We'll see it in cameras and consumer-grade digital cameras, camcorders. We'll see it in mobile devices like mobile phones and gaming devices, portable devices. We'll see it in the backseat of automobiles, in rear seat entertainment. So 3D will be a big story. Internet-connected TVs and devices continue to be a big story. We're seeing networks be built out, so these devices will all be accessible on networks. That's another big theme going on in the automotive space, where we'll see electric vehicles, for example. Appliances are new this year. We're going to have smart appliances with the focus there, so lots of things to see at this year's CES.
Do you think convergence has finally arrived? Because for the past 15 years, convergence has been a major theme. And as someone who follows, this space, what are your thoughts about the convergence, especially in the living room?
So we'll see a variety of different applications at CES. Some of those devices will be converged devices, where we see more and more features and functionality go into the device, but there still is room for single-purpose devices that just serve a single purpose, and they do that very, very well. The U.S., for example, the average household has about 24 consumer electronics products, so there is 24 consumer electronics products. So
and so what are the, I just want to pause you here for a minute. What are some of the things that are included in this 24?
Well, included in that 24 are, of course, mobile phones, computers, televisions, GPS units, other portable media devices, MP3 players, digital cameras, camcorders. There's a host of products. Blu-ray players are entering in the market in force. Tablets are beginning to show up. We'll sell over 10 million tablets in 2010 alone, as that category really starts to garner attention among consumers.
So I interrupted you. So you were going with the thought about convergence.
Yeah, so I think the key is, with that many products in a household and an increasing appetite for consumer electronics products, you see a market that is big enough to support converged devices that can serve many purposes, and also single-purpose devices. There really is room to support both of those different markets.
So there are multiple devices available. You mentioned 24 devices per household in the US. Content, is that the missing link? And how will content be served on these devices?
We're going to see a lot of content at CES. Certainly search and discovery are key aspects of content with respect to entertainment, whether you're on the television, whether you're on a portable device, being able to get the content you want, where you want it, on the device that you want it on, being able to find it, easily retrieve it. Those continue to be obstacles and hurdles that technology companies are working to deliver really seamless experience and seamless solutions for the consumer. So we'll see a lot of that at CES. And beyond that, there are, of course, other content. The browser continues to play an important role. We're seeing the amplification of devices, whether it's mobile devices that are using apps, televisions that are using apps, GPS or digital cameras that are using apps. As devices become connected, then an app approach to internet access and to information retrieval is becoming more mainstream. So you're seeing that amplification spread across devices. It'll be a big theme at this year's show as well.
How big is this consumer electronics industry?
It continues to grow. We're this year looking at about $172 billion market.
Worldwide?
In the U.S. and then worldwide, it's much larger. The U.S. is less than a quarter of the total worldwide consumer electronics market, and of course the emerging markets, like any other category, continue to grow, as does the U.S. So the appetite for consumer electronics continues to grow. Consumers are allocating dollars away from other categories and increasingly moving those towards consumer electronics products. So the amount we spend on consumer electronics relative to some of these other durable goods like appliances, automotive, automotive parts, automotive new vehicles, furniture, furnishings, all of those things we are moving increasingly away from those other categories and towards technology. If you look at products like mobile phones, many consumers, that's their primary connection to the outside world. They'd never get rid of their mobile phones. That computing is the same way. It's become necessary.
A fixed expenditure.
Yeah, fixed expenditure.
So do you see that reflected in your...
Definitely. Our research shows that consumers are time and again spending on technology. 80+% of the U.S. consumers buy technology every year, at least once in the year. So you're seeing that across a wide demographic of consumers, whether they're young, old, they have high incomes, low incomes, regardless of where they live in the country, they're buying technology. A wonderful madness in Las Vegas with you and 120,000 plus of your closest friends. Definitely come to CES with a game plan. And come with very comfortable shoes. Drink lots of water, be prepared. You definitely will walk miles upon miles when you're on the show floor because there's just so much to see. 1.5 million plus square feet of exhibit space is tough to cover in 4 days, let alone in a period shorter than that. So definitely come in comfortable shoes, come prepared to tackle the day.
What phone do you use?
I have a BlackBerry phone.
Is that the Washingtonian slant for the preference?
Well, there definitely are a lot of Washingtonians with BlackBerries, given the way that city runs.
And for those who are not able to go to CES, where and how can they keep themselves informed about all the different things?
Definitely check out ce.org, that's the website for the Consumer Electronics Association, or cesweb.org, where you can learn more information about the Consumer Electronics Show. Consumer Electronics Show for January 2011, it's not too late to register, it's not too late to make plans and attend this year. And you can even register on site.
Thank you, Shawn.
Yes, anytime.